Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Spiritual Nights with A and K, K and A. My name's Kautar. This is
Ali.
And we're on our sort of topic, if you like, of consciousness. We didn't know what to call it, consciousness, awareness, whatever you want. The concept is there. And hopefully we've given you a better idea of what we mean by it in the last episode. So today we wanted to think a little bit about practically how we can go about becoming more aware and conscious. And I think the best way to become good at anything is to practice it. The more you practice of a particular attribute, the more you become that thing. So it's like, kindness. The more you do acts of kindness, the more you become kind. And it's the same, I think, with this, with consciousness and awareness. Before we go on, actually, how are you finding your Ramadan resolution?
Ramadan resolution. Just to remind everyone, I think we talked about it in second episode, was it?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah. It was about trying to just sit down for a bit before Salah and trying to, try to calm the self down and try to really focus on the journey ahead, which is Salah. So we tried it today, and as a family, right?
Yeah, because I think at the beginning I reminded him. I said, Ali, your resolution, and he was like, "Oh, this is just impossible," because we always pray together. We always pray Jama'ah with our kids, and obviously, come on, do your walk, getting them all in position is so chaotic. And the first thing you said to me is, I don't think I can do it like this.
It was too noisy. It was just too noisy.
And then we decided to just do it all together.
Yeah.
How did you think it was?
I think it's possible doing it all together. I think it's definitely challenging. You need to work harder with the kids around.
Especially the teenage one who's like,
what's the point of this? Yeah. But I think it's doable. I think I think if you master the skill of just trying to separate from the inner self from your thoughts, right, and just separate the two. I think if you master that skill, I think it's definitely doable. And we're not really saying this is, I think neither of us have mastered the skill, but at least what we can do is we can try to continuously practice it, even with difficult circumstances, like when you get the kids all shouting and screaming and stuff. But it's definitely doable, isn't it?
No, I think it is. And I think...
You felt something, didn't you, today?
I know, I liked it. I liked it because I think that the way that our lives are now is that they're very noisy. There's a lot of noise. We're very busy. And when we're not busy, so for example, you're queuing for something or you're waiting for something to happen, what do? Get out your phone. And you're on your phone. So you're filling in every moment of your time with something. And that's what makes Salah so hard. Because you're rushing around all day, doing everything, and then suddenly you expect for those 4 or 5 minutes to completely switch off. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't work like that. So actually, I think moments of silence are incredibly important in our lives. Actually, I think silence is very uncomfortable for us. Socially, Ali finds it very uncomfortable if the conversation's not flowing.
I just expect them to speak, but just sort of, how can you sit with people and it's just absolute silence?
So Ali's sitting with an introvert. It's hard. But more than that, I think most human beings find silence very uncomfortable because it's sort of being just you and your soul and your thoughts and things like that. So, when I think of meditation, actually, I don't think it has to be sitting in the pose like that, and that might help, or breathing a certain way, or having do a certain course. I think it's just incorporating moments of silence into your day. And actually, I think it was quite nice that we did that before Salah. Because I think...
you heard the birds, didn't you?
because
louder than
so I said to my daughter, my daughter who's almost 13, I said to her, what did you hear when we were silent? She goes, I didn't hear anything. I heard, upstairs the little one talking, whatever. I said, try again. And she was silent, and she heard the birds chirping, okay? And she's like, I didn't even realise that they were there. And that's because we often don't live our lives noticing the things around us. We live our lives in a very, in a little bit of a bubble, where we're just creating so much noise. When you really tune yourself, your ears, your senses, your everything to the outside world, you can notice things about life that you didn't know before. So I think meditation doesn't have to be a formal thing. If you're too busy, or if you have kids all day with you, like most people do at the moment, then when you go and have a shower, or when you go and drink your morning tea or coffee or whatever it might be, at the moment, Ramadan, obviously people are not doing that. That first bit of iftar meal that you put in your mouth, you can just use that moment as a moment of consciousness and awareness. And the more you do this on a regular basis, the more it becomes a habit. When you need it, when you need to draw upon it, it's there. And then the more, then you're always kind of aware. Rather than regretting and asking for forgiveness, you're preempting and being proactive about your actions. Actually, I think salah is a prescribed form of meditation. And I know you're a little bit of an expert in it.
Not an expert at all. But,
written a book, maybe?
No, but it's it's difficult because when I went through the journey of writing the book, it was obviously it was discovering things that will want to help. I want to help myself to try to really understand what this phenomena, this thing that we do five prayers a day, really actually means. And I really think a lot of people, including myself, sometimes we just don't get it. And it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, I'm going to force you to meditate 5 times a day. And it's incredible because you don't really think about that until you sort of really try to dig deep into the self, and you think, okay, what has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided me so I can feed the self, right? And during the holy month of Ramadan is a double whammy, isn't it? Where Allah is saying, abstain from food, abstain from drink and other things, and I want you to focus on the self. In addition, I want you also, you're also praying, right? And this prayer, obviously, you do outside Shah, but Shah Ramadan is sort of, you get like double opportunity.
And maybe you're more enthusiastic, you might do more, people go to the masjid more maybe, or something.
Come on.
Is there a particular sort of example in the sort of salah process where you could practice meditation?
I think honestly, wudu is an example, because some people will say, that's not part of salah. Well, in fact, it's something that is leading to salah, isn't it? And it's a prerequisite of salah.
The majority of us just do it as
especially in
habit,
especially in Salatul Fajr, Subh, where we got one eye open, one eye closed, and then you just try to put water on your face. But if you approach the water, with the right intentions, and Imam Khomeini in his book Adab al-Salah, he says that when you open the tap and the water is dripping, and you put it on your hand, and just before you put it on your face during wudu, to start off your wudu, just look at this water for a few seconds, right? And whatever you want to do, meditate, consciousness, hudur al-qalb, whatever, the presence of the heart, whatever you want to call it, but just look at the water, look at the purity of the water. And you ask yourself this question: is my heart as pure as this water? And if it's not, then of course you gotta push yourself to try to clean your heart with this purity of the water, right? And then when you put it on your face, and then when you put the water on your right hand, just think about oh Allah, make me from the people of the right, and things like that. So there is. A lot of us just do wudu, and we're occupied by our thoughts, and this is it. We run on autopilot, don't we? We just go wudu.
It becomes habit.
We've become like robots. I do this, do that, and then just go do salah, Allahu Akbar. Well, still I'm on autopilot. Still I'm engulfed by all my thoughts.
It's very
isn't
powerful.
it? Yeah.
So
maybe this
you
is
can
something.
you can just use your wudu as your form of
Absolutely.
meditation.
Yeah. Try it. Inshallah, I invite you. And inshallah, we're going to try that as well. I invite you all after this. You watch whatever salah is next. Is try that. Try to just do a bit of mindfulness during your wudu.
Maybe
and
look
it's
up the
powerful.
dua of
Yeah,
the
look at
wudu.
absolutely.
Because
Maybe
that
just
can
print
make
the dua. Some people print it and put it in their bathroom, and then once you've done that, sit down for a few minutes before prayer. And try to, as we said before in the last episode 4, we talked about acknowledge the thought and don't judge the thought, and try to just tap into the self. Try to tap into the nafs and disassociate yourself from all the thoughts, all this traffic that is going on, isn't it? It's noise, so much noise. But one final thing I want to say about this is that you talked about food, and you said when you now inshallah when you break your fast, you have a bit of date, and you put it in your mouth. But try to do mindfulness with that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's and search. I don't have much time to talk about this here, but search about how to do mindfulness with a raisin or a date or whatever.
Chocolate, I think.
Or chocolate, yeah. Where you just appreciate what you have and you be in the moment, in the present moment, where you take the date and then you feel it with your hand, you feel the texture of it, and you look at it and you smell it, and everything is about the date, right? And if your thoughts wander and come and say, what are you doing? Just acknowledge the thought. Don't judge the thought. Bring your thoughts back to the date. You're going to keep on bringing your thoughts back to the date.
And it's not a failure if your mind wanders. Everyone thinks, I can't do it. My mind is too active or whatever. That's okay. The fact that you can see that, the fact that you can see that your mind is wandering is a first step.
Yeah, absolutely. And it takes a lot of practice. Shall I end with the pink elephant example?
You can do.
Or exercise. So I want everyone, I've done this before, so if you've watched this before, if you've seen me do this, forgive me. But for the next 10 seconds, I want you to think about anything you want, but do not think about a pink elephant, right? Think about anything you want, but don't think of an elephant that is pink. Go. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Did you think about pink elephant?
Yeah, because I kept thinking about how I can't think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So if you keep on thinking, this is the thing. If you keep on thinking about not to think about it, then the brain will think, this is important. So you got to think about it, and that's why what we've got to do is you just got to acknowledge the thought, don't judge it, just let it float. It's a bit like a beach ball example, where the beach ball is the thought, and then you press the beach ball into the sea, right? You keep on pressing it. This is what we were doing with the pink elephant. We're just pressing in the sea, and we let go. It floats back up again.
The harder you press, the harder it comes back in your face.
And then you what you're supposed to do is just don't judge it.
Just let it go.
Acknowledge there is a beach ball and just let it float.
It's hugely liberating.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. It's like a channel, isn't it? But thank you so much for tuning in for our 5th episode. Again, as we tend to do with these episodes, is we remember the orphans, we remember the widows, we remember the poor people, and we're asking you, we're pledging for you to help those individuals who are less fortunate than us. So we're raising money for Noor Orphans Fund, who are running a campaign to buy iftar for the people of Yemen, the poor people of Yemen. So please help as much as you can. You can go to the website. It's you can donate through the website www.noororphansfund.org/Yemen, which will directly direct you towards the Just Giving page. There is a short video after this. Please stay tuned to it, and please donate as little, as much as you can. So, inshallah, for the next episode 6,
We'll see you soon.
Yeah, and please pray for us, du'as. We really need your du'as, inshallah, in this blessed month. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Salam.
With 16 million people waking up hungry every day in Yemen and 2 million children needing urgent treatment for malnutrition, the ongoing war in Yemen has created the largest humanitarian disaster in the world today, and millions of people don't know where their next meal will come from. This Ramadan, Noor Orphans Fund will supply babies and children, pregnant women, orphans and the elderly in Yemen with a generous hamper which can feed a family of 5 to 6 people to last them the entire month. For only £35, each hamper will contain 10 kilograms of rice, 20 kilograms of flour, oil, dates, lentils, pasta, sugar, tea and more. We want to save lives in Yemen. Will you join us? Donate today at www.noororphansfund.org.